Drafting with Marshall is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com and GatheringMagic.com. Explore the game. Hey guys, Marshall here from Limited Resources doing another draft with you here on Gathering Magic. This one is the Legacy Cube, and we are right away underway. I'm going to take Vendilion Clique out of this pack. It's one of my favorite cards in the cube. I've got a lot of favorites, you know, a decent little list, but Vendilion Clique's definitely on that list. And I love a Dark Confidant, but I just find it's pretty tough to make it work unless you get pretty specific archetype. And yeah, so I'm gonna stick with Vendilion Clique here. Normal me would take Avenger of Zendikar. You can kind of look to lean into green-blue, but I haven't really been having a lot of success with green-blue in the cube. The tools are there. The problem is that the combo, the aggro decks have been beefed up enough so that they can just destroy you while you're playing your stupid ramp spells. And so I want to play a control deck. And so I'm trying to decide what I want to play as a control deck. It's probably just Dissolve as a hard counter. But Wall of Blossoms can be controlling. Murderous Cut's quite good. And I could even take a white card like a Spectral Procession, which actually ends up being pretty decent in a control deck. For me, I think it's probably between like Dissolve, Murderous Cut, Thassa, something like that. I'll take Murderous Cut. I haven't tried it out in the cube yet, and I'm curious. All right, here's a Parallax Wave. And some other decent stuff. I could take a Gray Merchant or a Go for the Throat, but I think I'm actually just going to go for the raw power here. I want to take Parallax Wave. I'm not convinced that we should be in black or any specific color combos yet, so I want to keep my options open in case we run into a slew of particularly good cards. I like Wasteland a lot, but after 3 colors being picked here, I'm a little bit hesitant. I think I'm going to take the Far and Away. I don't think it's the most powerful card. I think that's Deranged Hermit, but I want to play control. I really do. I want to be the control player here, and I want to kind of destroy people slowly. So here's some good black cards and some good blue cards. That's pretty promising for us. Consuming Vapors is pretty decent. You can gain life, kill some of their stuff. It's a little slow. Time Warp and Future Sight are both quite powerful. I'm going to take Future Sight. I'm just going to go for the big sort of game-ending play. I like a Chandra. This pack's pretty lame, though. You can take a Disciple of Bolas. The problem is that these type of decks are usually relatively light on creatures, and the ones that they do have aren't necessarily high-powered, so it's pretty hard to combo off with a Disciple. Could just take a Dark Ritual, but like it doesn't help cast Future Sight or whatever, so it's probably not great. I'll take a Journey. Still figuring out exactly where we're going to land with this deck. But I think this pick is a Slaughter Pact. I want removal spells. Like I said, I'm just sick and tired of losing to these stupid aggro decks. So I'll take a Brain Maggot. There's a Dark Confidant back, and the Garrick, kind of insane. I don't think we can really play Dark Confidant, though. Yeah, I guess we're taking a Bayou. That is a pretty unexciting pickup. Nighthawk? Sure. Black seems to be a thing here. I like that. And Gray Merchant. All right. Sure. This could work out. We could even be black-white. I've never been that, but we could. Not a fan of Nantuko Shade at all. I am a huge fan of Awakening Zone, as you may know, but I don't think it's really going to work in this deck. I'll go for a finisher. This is our first real big finisher, but I'll take it. Mono black something? No, still probably not going to happen. If we lose blue, I'm not too bummed about it. We could just be black-white. I don't know. We'll let this next pack decide where we go. Not really sure how I feel about Sinkhole. All right. What do we get? Oh, some stuff. Yeah, it could just be Esper. Black, blue, splash white. We'd have to kill Parallax Wave, but that's definitely possible. Sphinx's Revelation is a tool I'd like to have in my deck. It's also very good in relation to this pack. I mean, Obliterator's pretty all in. If we're going to... I mean, mono black could be a thing too. We could try it, but I think we can wheel Obliterator fairly often. And if the black cards are just flowing, we can just sort of count on that and then just start picking them up. But I don't really think there's like a huge payoff for that. So yeah, let's try the Rev. Damnation, you say? Wow, and there's a Kiki Jiki. That's a little scary. We just passed one of the combo pieces, but whatever. Damnation's great. So is Nightveil Spectre. Yeah, let's just take the raw power here. We'll go for Damnation. Hollowed Spirit Keeper's been a real performer. I think this one comes down to probably Phyrexian Arena or Riftwing Cloudskate. Two cards I like a lot, but I'm going to take the Arena. I think that as a tiebreaker here, we should be taking the black cards. All right, Recurring Nightmare, very, very powerful. Gatekeeper solid. Ashiok can be good, but only in certain matchups. But Recurring Nightmare, I believe, is what we have to take here sort of regardless, but I do need to figure out what we're doing with it, because you really wanted to be doing broken stuff with it. That means enter the battlefield effects primarily. So let's keep our eye open for those. For more of those. I like an Inquisition. Burial Rites, Kira, Lifebane, or a Watery Grave to help get our mana going. I'm starting to feel like we might not play blue here. Like, I like our blue cards. Vanillion Click, Future Sight, Rev are all nice, but our deck is actually kind of looking pretty sweet without them too. And Future Sight specifically, it just puts such a huge pressure on. If we're not going to play that, then the rest, our other two blue cards are not amazing, you know, for splashes like, you know, Click and Rev are kind of cards you need at a very specific time. So I'm going to take the Zombie here, actually. I'm still open to the possibility of these white cards actually being played as well, though I don't consider it likely. I think Murderous Redcap's the best pick here. It's 2 black, remember. Works well with Grey Merchant, kills stuff. It's just very flexible. We've already got Arena, which I think is a little better than Underworld Connections. So yeah, let's take Murderous Redcap. Interesting, a Reanimate. I like picking that up here, actually. Thran Dynamo is also an option, but I don't think our deck's really going to abuse a Thran Dynamo. And Reanimate can be very good. All right, here's the Obliterator. Let's pick it up here. And yeah, I don't think Master of Waves is going to do anything, and I think we're going to be able to draw enough cards. So let's take Visara, and let's just try to let's just cut blue here. And I've got red, but white, but I think we're all starting to think, and I know I'm starting to think that we're just going to be mono black here, and I kind of like the idea, to be honest. Sure. And Gatekeeper, yes. Demon. Yeah, the Disciple looks like it might work out pretty well for us here, because we're pretty close to playables on mono black as it sits. And I actually have not played mono black in this cube yet, so not sure exactly what to expect. I know a few things that I want here, though, like Painseer is not going to make the cut. Molten Tail Massacre very well may. A few things that I'd like to see are a little bit more hand disruption. Brain Maggot Inquisition's pretty good, but I wouldn't mind one more, you know, a him or a Thoughtseize. I think we already maybe passed to him. No, that was a Sinkhole, which we got back. Man, I don't know. And then I want to make sure that we get Recurring Nightmare going really, really dirty. Like right now, Grey Merchant is ridiculous with it. No doubt about that. But I want more. I'm greedy. You know, Corrupt is going to be good in this deck, but we're going to wheel it. Like, that is just not a card that we actually need to prioritize here. And if that's the case, is Dread Return? No, not at all. And Zathra Necromancer is super mediocre. So, yeah, maybe we open ourselves back up to another color here. If that's the case, is it Karmic Guide? And then that gives us access to Journey to Nowhere and Parallax Wave? Maybe, but more removal? I don't know if that's really a solution. I still feel like our most likely backup color is blue. And if that's the case, which card would we rather have, like a Show and Tell or a Ponder? I mean, I could just take the Corrupt. Like, it's such an easy wheel, but, like, it is the best card for us. Or maybe a Factory. Ah, that's interesting. Let's take the Factory. If we're mono black, then we can afford that probably. Oh, hello. Yes, that is definitely along the lines of something that I wanted for this deck. No doubt about it. Skinrender or Chainer's Edict is a good question. Skinrender hits the 4-drop slot, which is already a bit crowded. Edict does not. But Skinrender is much more powerful. It also works well with, well, it can work well with Recurring Nightmare. It's a creature, which is good, just for the beats. But yeah, I'll take the Chainer's Edict. I think we want a little more to do early. Lovely. Lovely. Mesmeric Fiend. I mean, Duress would make the cut too, but I like Mesmeric Fiend for the rebuys that we were just talking about. Dear God, man. Ugh, I want that. Can't do it though. Nope, just can't do it. The good news is we can kill that and then maybe reanimate it or something. Bloodline Keeper has the same problem that I just mentioned. Like, it's a perfectly fine card, but not really quite up to snuff in the cube in my experience, and it's not really tussling with what we're doing. So I'm not going to play that. Diabolic Servitude, also a 4-drop and probably not really great, meaning that Tanglewire or Revoker are our choices. And none of these are really great either, so it's just kind of taking a card here. I mean, I could just jack the Sphinx, but I think we can kill it pretty easily. I'll take the Revoker. It can be good. Living Death. What do you do? Don't think a lot. I guess I'll take it just for value. Upheaval just sort of hanging around, but that's how this cube goes. Blood-Soaked Champion. Not a big fan of the Blood-Soaked Champion. I do think I'm going to take it here, though. I don't think Lightning Greaves is really what I want, so we'll soak it up. This is an interesting one. Port. Doomblade Return. These are all very good in this deck. I'm going to take the Doomblade. I think that makes our Edict effects a little bit better. So yeah, we'll take that. And there's the predicted Wield Corrupt, which we're going to play. Take a Night Howler. And we got the Skinrender back anyway. So now we just have more options. Take big Sun Titans out of the pool. And we may or may not run the factory. The downside of the factory is that we do actually have 2 cards, Phyrexian Obliterator, and where did you hide? You should be over here. Gatekeeper, which demand black, 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 or black, 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 and the Mishra's Factory doesn't necessarily, but can mess with that. So, you know, and it gives us something back. I mean, Mishra's Factory is quite good, but it's not amazing. Right? Like, I don't know if it's good enough to justify losing that. This is what the deck looks like right now. I think we can cut Champion. I want to be able to control things a little bit. I refuse to die to the stupid aggro creature deck this time. Okay, so let's build this bad beast. Some things are going to be easy. All right, so Brain Maggot, yes. Mesmeric Fiend, I don't think we want Revoker main. I like these two. I like Gatekeeper, which actually goes here. Lifebane Zombie, questionable whether we should have it in the main deck. I'll put it here for now just because it's questionable. Night Howler, also questionable. We're not abusing that. It's fine, but we're not, like, there's going to be a lot of times when we can't cast it on 3. Disciple of Bolas, probably questionable. Desecration Demon, Skinrender, Obliterator, those are all good. Molten Scales, questionable. And then we want this top end, no problem. Down here, I like Slaughter Pact. I think I still just like Reanimate for value. I like having all the spot removal. Sure, we can cut it down if we need to, but Murderous cut Slaughter Pact Doomblade seems fine. And then we've got Chainer's Edict to kind of clean up the mess along with Liliana of the Veil. And, of course, Corrupt to the Dome to finish them or to kill a creature. And Damnation is our reset button, which I like in a mid-range deck like this where we can kind of craft our hand around it. This is 26, 25, 24, 23, 22. So if we cut all 4 of these, we would be down to 11 creatures, which is really not quite enough. So let's kill Molten Tail Masticore, and let's take a look at this. So when this thing enters the battlefield, sacrifice another creature, you gain X life and draw X cards, where X is that creature's power. Now, the downside to this is that it's 4 mana, which is pretty competitive. But the upside's pretty strong, actually. gaining life, drawing cards, and getting maybe a key creature into the graveyard can all be really good in a deck like this, because we are trying to kind of go off with Recurring Nightmare. But in order for a Recurring Nightmare to really be great, well, we need a creature in the yard. So let's try to get the most value out of that scenario. I think I can kill this pretty easily. And then I think I want this Lifebane probably. It helps our curve out a little bit here, and I think we can cut something down here fairly easily. One of the spot removal spells would be fine to cut. Probably Doomblade. I mean, I think it's sort of right in between, but I'd prefer to not cut any more creatures and go below 13 if we're going to try to be Recurring Nightmares and stuff like that. I don't actually know which one's better in the cube, Doomblade or Murderous Cut. I mean, I'm assuming a few things are dying, but if they're really, really fast, Doomblade definitely gets the job done. We took all the black cards, I think. So probably Doomblade's better. Because like if we're playing all the black cards, then they're not, and that means we're going to have a lot more targets. I am going to not play the factory here. It's a little conservative, I think, but I want to give this deck a shot as just a true mono black deck and just kind of see what it can do from there. The factory can be handy, but it does come with some risk to it, and I'd rather just not take that risk. So, let's play the fun game of why is this here? Well, there it is. That mountain that Magic Online wanted us to put in. It saw the hybrid mana symbol there. Whoops, sort by color. Not needed here. Okay, so there's our mono black deck. Let's see what it does. I really don't know what to expect from it. Thank you for watching Drafting with Marshall. If you haven't subscribed to Gathering Magic, you can do so to receive news of upcoming videos and discover more content. You can also check out our playlist that contains every episode of Drafting with Marshall. And don't forget, you can easily watch the next video by clicking the annotation on screen or by clicking a direct link in any subsequent videos for this episode in the description box. And as always, thanks for watching.